Project Echo Mystery. The last recording before their disappearance. In 2009. This recording was found inside an abandoned underground laboratory. The audio was muffled. But one sentence was crystal clear. "Close the door. He's watching us." Just 3 seconds later, the recording cut off completely. When the police arrived at the laboratory, they found no trace of the scientific team. No bodies. No blood. Not even any signs of escape. Just a huge metal door. Open from the inside. But the truly terrifying thing? That the experiment was supposed to be impossible from the start. In the next part. How did the experiment that spiraled out of control begin? Back to the beginning. The experiment that had a simple goal. Months before the disappearance, a team of scientists was working on a secret project known as Project Echo. The goal seemed entirely scientific. To send electromagnetic waves at specific frequencies. To communicate with human consciousness during sleep. In other words, to try to see what the mind sees during deep dreams. At first, the results were astonishing. Participants began describing the same places, and the same voices, even though they had never met. But after just 2 weeks, everything began to change. Because all the participants began dreaming about the same person. The beginning of the horror. The man who appeared in every dream. All the participants described the same thing. A very tall man. Standing in a dark corner. With no clear features. At first, the scientists thought it was just a mass hallucination. But the problem was, the man started getting closer each night. Then something worse happened. One of the participants woke up screaming. He found the door. Just hours later, all the cameras inside the lab stopped working. And the only recording that remained showed the scientists looking at an empty corner, with intense fear. As if they were seeing something the camera couldn't record. And on the last night, the gate opened. The experiment goes out of control. The night the team disappeared. On the last night, the scientists decided to raise the frequencies to their maximum level. At first, a strange distortion appeared on all the screens. Then the power went out completely. When the system returned minutes later, all the lab doors were open. But the real disaster? One of the scientists left a final voice message saying, "We weren't communicating with dreams, but with something that was trying to reach us." After that, everyone disappeared. And the lab door remained open, even though it required the fingerprints of all team members to operate. But is there a scientific explanation for what happened? The scientific and the mysterious explanation. What really happened inside the lab? Even today, there are 2 explanations for what happened. The scientific explanation says, the sound and magnetic frequencies caused intense mass hallucinations and made the team lose their sense of reality. But proponents of another theory believe something terrifying. That the experiment wasn't creating dreams. Rather, it was opening a door to something that actually exists. Something that can't usually be seen. And the reason some people believe this theory? Because years after the lab was closed, the site guard started reporting the same thing. A tall man. Always standing near the metal door. Watching them silently. So if you were in their place, would you believe the scientific explanation? Or is there really something else?